Before he became the great Alexander of Macedonia, was tutored by the Greek philosopher Aristotle. Jack Nicholson's abilities were polished by Martin Landau. Howard Grant made Carl Hendrickson into the Toastmaster he is today, for which I'm sure Carl has never forgiven Howard. Eddie Merckx, 5-time Tour de France winner, mentored Lance Armstrong, 7-time Tour de France winner. Consider if Lance Armstrong had not had a mentor such as Eddie Merckx, he might never have gone on to become a 7-time champion. Likewise, a Toastmaster mentor can make the difference in a new member becoming a champion communicator and leader or a statistical dropout. Just put yourselves in the shoes of a new member. You're in a room full of people you don't know. Perhaps you've spoken with a handful of them casually, and they are doing strange things. When they call on you to speak, should you pause and say a filler word to get your thoughts together, this mean person over here dings the bell on you. And this guy over here, he's scrutinizing your grammar, and he's going to report you to the rest of the group should you end a sentence with a preposition. And what is with those lights? They look like something out of a NASCAR time trials. So an inexperienced new member needs a good mentor. Tonight, I am going to give you specific examples of good mentoring in the area of the Full Circle Award and the Competent Communication Certificate. First, the Full Circle Award. This award is earned by a Toastmaster when he or she completes all 12 roles in a Toastmaster meeting. Now, this very distinguished award was first earned by, no, not Howard Brandt, no, not Carl Hendrickson, no, not outgoing President Rich Ulrich, but by yours truly. So my protege has just been assigned his or her first role. And I'm going to use the counter as an example. I'll explain to him or her, prior to the meeting, all of the duties that are expected of him or her to be an counter. I'll ensure that he or she knows ahead of time everything that's expected of this role. As mentor, I will sit with him or her during the meeting to give direction and answer questions. If I'm unable to attend, as Carl mentioned earlier, I'll ask another experienced Toastmaster to fill in for me. When he or she hears a crutch word from a speaker, other than a prepared speaker, he or she will ring the bell. I'll tell my mentee that you need a pen and a piece of paper in order to take notes when you hear a crutch words, and that's so that you can stand and give an oral report when the general evaluator calls upon you during the evaluation portion of the meeting. For grammarian, timekeeper, vote counter, I'll give the same type of detailed instructions. In addition, but not instead of, I'll refer my mentee to the back of the Competent Communication Manual, where all of the roles with their description are listed. As my protege is assigned other roles, evaluator, table topics, general evaluator, Toastmaster, I explain that these roles all require a certain amount and various amounts of preliminary preparation. As an example, for the evaluator role, I tell my mentee that the South County Toastmasters website has some excellent resources to help them prepare for that role, and I'll direct them to those. When my mentee is table topics master for the first time, I will explain that he or she needs to contact the Toastmaster to find out if there is a theme for the evening and to confirm who the prepared speakers are so they don't call upon them for table topics. For the general evaluator role, I'll tell my mentee that if they prepare an agenda ahead of time for their own personal use for just that portion of the meeting, that it's helpful to them to keep track of time and the order of events. I'll contact my mentee when I see that he or she is going to be joke master and say, hey, have you been able to get some material together? I'll let that new joke master know that one needs to be flexible in the amount of material prepared, because your time at the lectern depends upon how long it takes the vote counter to tally the rest of the votes and to complete the awards. I'll share the hint with my mentee that when they see the vote counter pass off those completed awards to the Toastmaster, that it's their clue to wrap things up. Now, I can vouch for that one personally, because I remember the first time I was joke master. I didn't know when to stop. Carl Hendrickson was the joke master that evening. And I remember he was standing by my side with the completed awards in hand, and I just kept going on and on. Of course, I'm thinking to myself, Carl's a politician. He just wants more time to talk. And I had some good material. I thought Carl was going to take a hook and drag me away. Another goal with which a mentor helps a new Toastmaster is the attaining of the Competent Communication Certificate. New members need help preparing and rehearsing speeches. Just reading through the manual of those 10 prepared speeches is overwhelming for a new speaker, I remember. Be sure that they understand that the speeches don't have to be given in the order that they are in the manual. Offer to meet with your mentee so that they can practice and rehearse their speech with you. Of course, you'd want to give positive feedback as well as some suggestions for improvement. So in summary, as a mentor, I would make myself available to my mentee for every meeting he or she attends, every role filled, and every speech given. I won't assume that just because I haven't heard from him or her that there aren't any questions. I must take the initiative to make that personal contact. My objective tonight was to instill in each one of us the importance of our commitment to that new member and to cover how to fulfill that commitment on a practical level. It's a win-win situation. The new member appreciates and benefits from our support. And we, as a mentor, we learn new skills ourselves. We are doing something for others. And we are investing in the future of South County Toastmasters. Ms. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, the task of being a coach is not an easy one. But if we perform the duties and responsibilities of a champion coach, we shall take great pride in seeing our protege earn the Full Circle Award and obtain the Competent Communication Certificate. Ms. Toastmaster?